So we'll begin this week 2 of the practice with reciting out loud the reverse from head, hair, body, hair, nails, teeth, skin to skin, teeth, nails, body, hair, head, hair. So 5 times skin, teeth, nails, body, hair, head, hair. 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 Now silently 5 times reciting those parts. And then beginning to bring awareness into the skin. Skin, teeth, nails, body, hair, head, hair. So into the skin at first, which is the largest organ of the body. The color can be black, brownish, yellowish, reddish, whitish. Its shape is like a big bag of grain that takes the shape of whatever's inside it. It's the largest human organ, a surface area of around 25 square feet. Skin is found both above and below the waist and located all over the body from face to feet to fingers, bordered by head hairs and body hairs, nails and teeth. The skin is the soft outer cover or organ that forms the outer surface of the body. There are over 4 million pores in the skin. In 1 square inch of skin there lies 4 yards of nerve fibers, 1,300 nerve cells, 100 sweat glands, 3 million cells, and 3 yards of blood vessels. That's all within 1 square inch. Also, every square inch in the human body has an average of around 32 million bacteria that live on it. And humans shed about 600,000 particles of skin every hour. So each of us have shed about 300,000 particles since we've been here for 1 hour, for a half hour. Shed about 1.5 pounds of skin a year. Most of the dust particles in our homes are made of dead skin. And yet the skin's function is very important. It shields the body against infection, dehydration, injuries, parasites, temperature changes, provides sensory information about the environment, manufactures vitamin D, excretes salts and small amounts of urea. The skin acts as a water-resistant barrier, so essential nutrients aren't washed out of the body. So this is just kind of the medical, if you will, facts about skin, and yet, of course, the color of our skin has been, through the ages, so much racial prejudice, so much suffering over skin color. Yet the science, if we go back to science, those that live closer to the equator, their skin got a little darker because there was more sunlight, more heat. Those that lived further away, it was cooler and the skin pigmentation got lighter. We are actually, as humanoids, 99.99% the same as far as this anatomical aspects, and yet how much bloodshed has been spent over the color of skin and oppression. So this practice has both a personal element but also an impersonal element, skin. And so being mindful as we sense into skin, whatever it evokes physically, evokes any thoughts, any emotions. So there may be a personal side of stories about skin. I have a big scar, an experience where I nearly died. The skin has its own story, and it's just skin. The personal, the impersonal, sensing into skin, whatever gets evoked, allow and let be. Skin. And if you find your mind has just wandered off, then bringing it back to skin. And as we sense in, just allow whatever arises. It could be memories, emotions. Just be the sense of feeling into the skin, different sensations, skin. Now gently withdrawing from the skin and shifting to teeth. And the color of teeth are white or yellowed. The shapes are various. They include incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. The direction found above the waist, located in the mouth. The delimitation is rooted in the gums, what it's bordered by. The definition of teeth is that they are 32 bony, calcified projections in the jaws, serving as the organs for chewing food. Every person has 2 complete sets of teeth during life. The first sets of teeth are called primary teeth, and they're generally lost around the age of 14 and are replaced by permanent teeth. Generally, there's about 20 primary teeth and 32 permanent teeth. The function of teeth is to break down food, to cut, chew, tear, grind like a pestle and mortar. The bottom teeth are used more for the grinding of food, and the top front teeth are mainly used for biting. Teeth. So sensing into the mouth, these teeth protruding from the gums, whiteness or yellowedness, these shapes, these teeth that help support the chewing of food. Teeth. Just sensing into the mouth whatever's arising. It's helpful. You can even feel your teeth. Feel some parts of the body if that's helpful for you. Of course, as we go inside, much more difficult, but for here now, teeth. Sensing into teeth. gently withdrawing from the teeth and shifting to nails. The nails of the fingers and toes, the color is mostly clear, the shape like fish scales. The direction found both above and below the waist, located in the fingers and toes. The delimitation is bordered by the fingers and toes. The definition, fingernails and toenails are made of a tough protein called keratin. And this is the same substance that's found in animal hooves and horns. Fingernail takes about 6 months to grow from the base to the tip. And the only living part of a nail is right underneath the skin. That's why we can cut the nails and it doesn't hurt. There's no nerves in that part. The function of nails is to protect sensitive skin areas underneath. It's also useful for cutting and picking up things. Nails act as a counterforce. When the end of a finger touches an object, it enhances the sensitivity of the fingertip. Nails. So sensing into the fingernails, the toenails, and I love how we have this connection with animals. The animal hooves and horns are made of the same substance, a tough protein called keratin, as the human fingernails and toenails. Nails. Just sensing in if it's helpful to feel them at first, and just bringing awareness to nails. Who knows what may arise? Nails. These different parts of the body being present in nails. And now gently shifting again from nails to body hair. The color of body hair is brown, blackish, blondish, reddish, grayish. The shape is kind of like a lawn with different textures, from curly hairs to straight hairs, at places where there's lots of hair, other places less hair. Found both above and below the waist, located from the skin. It protrudes from the skin all over the body in different places, and it's bordered by the body itself. The definition of body hairs is that they're thread-like outgrowths from the skin of mammals. They're thin, flexible shafts of hardened cells. Body hairs are constantly shedding and being replaced by new hairs. For example, eyebrows. Every 3 to 5 months there's a replacement of new eyebrows. And eyebrows generally have an average of around 450 hairs. Very funny factoid that I looked up was that an average person in a lifetime might grow about 6 feet of nose hair. The function of body hair is that it protects us from some ultraviolet light exposure, also some thermal regulation to keep us warmer. A very interesting fact too about hairs, particularly body hairs, is they're like antennae that provide external sense of touch. Like a sensory amplifier is found in each follicle. Like we can sense things through hair-raising experiences. It's part of our senses, like an antenna. Body hairs. So of course, as we go through these parts, they may bring up our relationship to them. Places where we don't want to have hair, places we have all types of ideas about how hair should be or where it should not be. Pulling it, shaving it, coloring it. So there's this whole area of the personal relationship to it, and then there's the impersonal of just thin, flexible shafts of hardened cells. Thermal regulation, protection from ultraviolet light, serving as antenna to sense into the environment. Body hair. And it's powerful with body hair. Again, it can bring up emotive feelings, shame, humiliation, different feelings about body hair. Body hair being present. let us gently shift from body here to head here. And of course, again, this thread-like outgrowth of the skin of mammals. Colors blonde, brown, gray, reddish, blackish. Again, the shape can be curly, can be straight, different types of shapes. Direction found above the waist, location protruding from the top of the head, and delimitation bordered by the face and the back of the neck. Yes, these thin, flexible shafts of hardened cells protruding from the head. The average scalp has around 100,000 hairs, and this replacement of new head hair every 2 to 5 years, except for me, except for those of us that might be bald. Its function is to keep the top of the head protected from ultraviolet light. It also provides some thermal regulation to keep us warm, and also in some sense a sensory amplifier and antenna. Head hair. And again, just being aware of these thin flexible shafts of hardened cells, and maybe times where it brings up the personal. I shared this story last week about a bar mitzvah, my own bar mitzvah, and putting a whole tube of Brill cream in my hair to try to look good. You may have your own stories. This cosmetic industry clearly understands and capitalizes on trying to enchant us into believing these different styles of head hair making us look good. What is looking good? Head hair. So whatever arises within, the personal, the impersonal, hair of the head. And now gently withdrawing from head here. Just to acknowledge this time that we've spent with these outer parts of the body, that as we look at people, this is what we see: skin and teeth and nails and body hair and head hair. And again, the cosmetic industry knows this well enough. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry fussing with skin and teeth and nails and body hair and head hair. And so as we go into this practice, we can begin to perhaps see through some of the enchantment. Yes, the body needs to be cared for, but perhaps this possibility of breaking some of the spells of enchantment, that we can open to greater compassion to these parts that are connected to all of the other parts of the body. There can be some healing, some reconciliation with all of these parts and many more. For this body is the vehicle that we live inside of on the pathway to developing deeper wisdom and compassion. So taking some moments now and just sensing into the skin, teeth, nails, body hair, head hair, and all the other parts that are interconnected with it. Whether they're on that particular list or not, this fathom-long body with its thoughts and emotions lies our world. May we open to great compassion and kindness for this mind and body. May we begin to grow with deeper wisdom, deeper compassion. The pathway to great freedom is found within this body with its thoughts and emotions. Its beginning, its endings, again, this pathway to deeper freedom found within this body. So may we open to compassion and wisdom with our own bodies and for all embodied beings. May all beings, embodied beings, discover the gateways into the heart, and may they grow with this deeper wisdom and compassion. May all beings dwell with peace.